Yo, yo. So it's Sean back again with 10 tips, 10 days. And today is actually tip number 4. Where does the time go? So what we've been doing together is building. So each tip that I've given you builds on the last. So what I'm teaching is how to become more powerful by understanding and mastering the subconscious parts of yourself so that you can connect with your intuition, your inner guidance, that thing that sort of brings you all the best stuff in life when you're connected to it. So it's really important. I'm taking you back because I have to. Step 1 was notice your patterns. Tip 2, was to notice the feelings connected with the patterns. Tip 3 was to notice the stories that are connected to those things, to the patterns and the feelings. And today, we're going to look at another level. So today, what I want you to think about is when you look at, hopefully, this list of things that you've written down, because that's the only way you're going to find it. You're not going to find it just by listening to me talk, by the way. It's something I tell clients all the time. I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but the only way you're going to learn to shift these subconscious parts is by actually digging in deep and learning to understand them. So there's a little tough love for me. So I really hope that you'll write this stuff down. And so today, tip number 4 is that we're going to start thinking about where those patterns originated. Yeah. So the thing is, we have these patterns that play out in our lives, right? And they're connected to the feelings, and they're connected to these thoughts, and they get in our way, frankly. They hold us back from a lot of things, and they put sort of a box around our greatness, and we want to break out of the box, right? But how do we do that? We need to understand the roots of these things. We need to understand the roots of these patterns, okay? And I've worked with hundreds of leaders and entrepreneurs over the last almost 7 years doing this work, and I have yet to meet a single leader who doesn't have these patterns holding them back on some level. So if you're wondering if you have some, you have some. So here's what happens is that during your childhood formative years, so many would say age 0 to 7, I actually feel that some more formations can happen up to 15, so I say 0 to 15. But yeah, so that's usually when the formative stuff happens in your brain, the way your brain makes connections around safety and belonging and identity and all these other things that are just super important to what you're able to do later and how you think and how you process and the filters through which you see the world and life and yourself. So this stuff matters. And so what you want to do when you're looking at your patterns is you want to just start thinking about, writing down, even just journaling, to explore, did anything happen in my formative years? Did anything happen during this age 0 to 15 where I might have developed this sort of pattern of thinking? Did my mother say something? Did my father say something? Or did just something happen? Did I have an experience where I felt this way? And maybe nobody meant anything bad by it, you know. It doesn't have to be traumatic or abusive, as some people think. It just be a weird experience where you just took it a certain way and it created a belief, right? So that's today's tip. Today's tip is do a little detective work, right? Start looking underneath the patterns and start playing and being curious about, did I have anything happen maybe during my formative years that might have started this pattern? Because all patterns have to begin somewhere. And when we can begin to see where they started, then we put it in the light. And as soon as we put something in the light, guess what happens? It just starts to dissolve. Like, we don't have to fix it. We don't have to go and do 10 years of therapy. It just starts to begin to shift on its own. And not there's anything wrong with therapy. Therapy is great. But I'm just saying that when we put these things in the light, when we begin to understand them and look at them, they just begin to shift on their own, and it's a wonderful thing. That's why I'm able to help people so quickly. And it's sort of it's an amazing thing. When you see these things, they shift really fast. So that's my tip today. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye.